Hey guys, what's up? So today's video is going to be covering Nano Dimensions. This has been one of the most requested videos from you guys. Basically, Nano Dimensions is a 3D printing company and their headquarters is in Israel. I actually really like the fact that they're out of Israel. Israel's been producing some very good tech companies lately that are very innovative and changing the game. Just on the top of my head, I can think of InMode. It's a company that I'm invested in. I've done a video covering InMode before. They essentially do plastic surgery that's non-invasive. It's a really innovative company. Anyways, they're out of Israel as well. So I do find it quite interesting that Nano Dimensions is out of Israel, and to me, I actually like the fact that they are. And I can see why the stock is so requested. I mean, just looking at their chart here in May, they're trading at 80 cents. And now they're up to around $4. So they basically 4x their stock price in the last 6 months. So in this video, I'm gonna be covering them. I'm gonna go through their investor presentation, go into their financials, figure out what kind of potential they have if they still have room to run. Because after seeing a 4x return, that's something you gotta ask yourself, is if it's just going to correct now or if it can continue this kind of run. So anyways, let's get into the video and see what we can find. Okay, so first let's dive into their investor presentation. I'm gonna find some of the key points to cover and then let you guys know what I think of it. Okay, so yeah, Nano Dimensions is a 3D printed company. They have patent protected and proven technology. So hopefully they explain how they're first to market. I know there are a lot of other 3D printing companies, but I think Nano Dimensions does some things quite unique compared to other companies. So let's find out exactly what that is. The only technology that converts digitally electronics, circuits, and functional device. So I guess that's what they're talking about. They're the only ones that can do that. And further into the investor presentation, I think they give a better overview of exactly what they mean by that. So increasing recurring revenue of proprietary conductive and dielectric materials, 3D printing inks. So I do like that because essentially they make money by selling these big 3D printers to companies, but that's only a one-time sale. So the way they can have reoccurring revenue is from when these companies use the ink that's required, and then Nano Dimensions has to sell them that specific ink. So it creates a little bit of reoccurring revenue. I don't know how much reoccurring revenue it is, but it is something, and it is important to take in consideration because, I mean, back in the day when laser eye surgery was really popular, that business really skyrocketed. But the reason why it crashed after is because there was no reoccurring revenue. So once everybody bought their laser eye surgery devices, their revenue is basically done. So it's good to see that they do have some kind of reoccurring revenue. So here's their 3D printer. It's this machine here. I don't know exactly what this Dragonfly is, but it says our Dragonfly AME machines controlled by AI algorithms produce electronic devices by simultaneous 3D injection of dielectric and conductive materials to fabricate within hours. So yeah, I guess they can just create these electronic devices with 3D injection. It's definitely a little bit above my head. This is quite new technology that's coming out and is definitely gonna play a big part of our future. So I'm gonna try to keep up to 3D printing and how it evolves. So they have approximately 60 systems deployed globally here for defense manufacturers as well, we can see. So they are selling globally, that's obviously important. And then yeah, it says here that this 3D printing machine replaces basically an entire factory. They say here it's a factory in a box. And yeah, to my understanding, this is true. This is the concept of 3D printing. They're able to like create airplanes and all kinds of things at a fraction of a cost. So yeah, definitely super interesting. And here's some of their customers, the different spaces they can target: research, aerospace, defense, medical, automotive, and industrial. So most industries can benefit from 3D printing. They are a small company, so they don't have a ton of revenue yet. Just in 2017, they only had 800,000. 2018, 5 million, and then 2019, 7 million. So they are growing at a fast rate, which is nice. And the really good thing here is that they have 45 million in cash. So they're really not at risk of bankruptcy, and they have more than enough money for all their research and deployment of these 3D printing machines they have. So here it talks about how the health crisis is affecting their business. So over the next year, if we do see that revenues are dropping and they're not performing well, hopefully they give some updates on how it's affecting their business. So yeah, if you are already invested in the company, I would just be patient with it and expect that they might not be able to perform at 100%, even maybe not until 2022. It's quite unclear of what's going to happen over this next year. And yeah, there's lots of room to grow. This is going to be a huge industry over the next 10 years. You can see here, 3D printing industry worldwide spending was 12 billion in 2018. Just 5 years later in 2023, it's expected to be 26 billion. And I don't see that slowing down at all. So lots of room to grow as long as they can take some of that market share. And really not much to cover in their financials here. They have a really good balance sheet. They have a ton of cash on hand with 39 million, lots of assets, 66 million here total assets, and the total current liabilities, so that's within 12 months, is 4 million, and then total liabilities, which is long-term as well, which is 8 million. So yeah, balance sheet is totally safe, no concerns there. And then obviously what has most of your guys' attention with this stock is because Ark invested in them. So you can see here in their Ark Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF, Nano Dimensions is at the bottom of their list. They have 0.24% of their portfolio invested in Nano Dimensions. So a small amount, but this is a really small company and it should be treated as a spec play right now, in my opinion. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's what Nano Dimension does and kind of the overview of their business. And of course, their financials look great. So what do I think of this company personally? I think it's one of those companies that's either going to have a breakthrough in its technology and have the best product out there where it does absolutely amazing and the stock 10x's, or this product and their technology completely fails and it goes to zero. So I really do think it's either or of those two things. But as far as spec stock goes, this is actually a good penny stock. One of the main concerns with penny stocks is usually their balance sheet is just terrible and they're burning through a ton of cash. Nano Dimensions doesn't have this problem. It must be like an Israel thing, because Nano Dimensions and the other company I mentioned earlier, InMode, they both have just amazing balance sheets of so much cash on hand and no debt. So yeah, that's really nice to see with the penny stock. It takes that risk out of it. It's just a matter of if the technology works and how much market share they can capture. So obviously I don't work in the 3D printing industry, so I can't say for sure, yes, this technology is revolutionary and going to do amazing. But if you trust Ark and their research, I mean, I personally do trust Ark. I have quite a bit of money invested in their ETFs. So if you want to go off that and play it as a spec play, I think that's not a bad idea. But I really would treat this as a spec play. I wouldn't go put half of your portfolio in it, just because you never know what could happen with this technology. But from what I see, it does look promising. But for me personally, I'm not going to be investing in them right now. They've already seen a 400% return, and this just isn't in my circle of competence, so I don't feel comfortable jumping in it right now. Maybe if some of you guys work in the 3D printing space and you know more about it, that would make sense. But yeah, if you're looking for a spec play to add to portfolio, I think that Nano Dimensions could fit in very well. And as far as the stock going up or down from here, I think that's anybody's guess. It could probably lose half its value, or it could also double again. It's just one of those stocks, I think. But yeah, anyways, that's all I have for this video. Just a really quick overview of Nano Dimensions. I do want to follow this stock and then do more research into it myself so I can do more videos on them. As of right now, I just have a very basic understanding of them. But as I research more and understand the company more, I'll definitely put out more videos for you guys if you want to see more content with them. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching till the end. If you guys could drop a thumbs up, it really helps out the channel. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more stock related content. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.